Hello everyone, welcome back to F1 2021, the official video game, for part 4 of our My Team career mode, coming off an excellent result in round 3 in Portugal. 9th place, we got 2 championship points in the last round, and our teammate finished in P12, I believe, so excellent result for us. Heading into round 4 in Spain, the Spanish Grand Prix coming up next. As we jump straight back in, marketing department, let's take a look at something for them.
Could you take a look at this for us, please?
Sure thing. Recent message from IT and securities, some under threat from hackers. Mandatory team training going to cost us some money.
Thank you.
No worries. Cost us 20k, but we get 375 resource points. If we didn't, we're going to lose 500, and we can't afford that. As we take a look at the R&D screens, a lot of resource points to use, 1300 resource points. Not a huge amount of stuff for us to focus on at this point, with our facility still being relatively low, but we will be focusing probably on aerodynamics, I do believe, with it being our main facility at the moment. Looking at the different things we can do, so we can look at rear downforce, front downforce, and drag reduction. I think we're going to take a look at rear downforce here. Going to go with the rear downforce, so that should be on ready for round 6, in wherever that one is. After Monaco, as far as that's all I know. Chassis, build on the chassis as well. Bit of weight redistribution should make the car a little bit easier to handle. Now it's a quick turnaround here from round 3 to round 4. We've only got a couple of days really, so we're going to do one thing, and focus on the sponsor event, get us some more team claim. It's going to cost us 5k, but that's not much at all as we advance time to the Spanish Grand Prix, heading into race weekend. We jump into practice, completed all the programs. As per usual, practice 1 we did ourselves, practice 2, 3, just quick practice to try and get the rest of the boosts there, get the discounts on these R&D upgrades, as we have reduced resources for the season thanks to the setup we did at the start, so we want to try and get as much as we can from these practices. Team acclaim, we're now at acclaim level 7 for the team. Once we get to 10 we can get another sponsor, so keep on focusing on that to try and get some more money as we head into qualifying. As we see our team leader, owner, and lead driver there, focusing hard, ready for qualifying. Heading down into turn 1, the McLaren, as per usual, takes off early, and then Verstappen takes over from there. Bottas now in first in qualifying. This track here, relatively high speed track. I quite like it. The racing line, it's not one that I really follow. I'm trying to accelerate as hard as I can through the corners, as we brake quite hard there and cut the corner a bit, but we're still not doing too bad. Our car's acceleration really giving us a bit of an edge there, as it looks like P14, P13 now, ahead of pretty much all the back markers now, I would say. So we come down to the slow left-hand hairpin. We go a little bit wide there. These corners here, I found them relatively tricky in practice. Quite a good chance of spinning there, but we navigate it relatively well. This chicane, we don't hit that as well as we could. This final corner, take it nice and tight, heading around to the start finish line, and that is qualifying completed here in Spain. So we take a look, P14 is where we'll be starting this race, 1.7 seconds off the pace Only 4 thousandths of a second behind Vettel, which is great for us. Our teammate Guanyu Zhou down in P20, 1.5 seconds behind us, 3.2 seconds off the pace, but he will gain those places back for sure in race day as we take a look at our rivalry with Ocon now. Ocon getting the jump on us this round in qualifying, but we're still 2 points ahead in the rivalry. Try and keep that up and get some more acclaim, as our driver acclaim is still coming along nicely. Team acclaim now halfway through acclaim level 7 as we head into race day.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box. Ant, it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Leclerc, Sergio Perez, and Norris, Ricciardo, Sainz, Gasly, and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, the captain, Stroll, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, and Mick Schumacher, Russell, Joe, Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Well, we can certainly try, Jeff, but I wouldn't get my hopes up as we get ready for round 4. I'm going to go with the medium to soft strategy. That worked quite well last round, but we did have 3 lap safety car, so which would have played a massive factor in our ability to gain points last round. But we're going to try it again here and just see how it goes. We're going to go 10 laps on the mediums and then 7 on the softs rather than 11-6. Drop the fuel right back. I'm not quite sure I can manage it on exactly the amount of fuel we need for the lap, so we're going to put a little bit more in just to make sure we've got enough to get us through to the end of the race. As we line up P14, 5 red lights here in Barcelona, and we're away for round 4 of the 2021 season. ERS enabled right off the bat. Tsunoda all over the place, cars all over the road. Vettel comes over the sides. We dive bomb right behind Ocon, and we manage to jump from P14 to P11 with that move. As Tsunoda was right beside us, now he's behind us. We've got the speed. Oh, we just had to ease off because we couldn't get around Ocon. Our race line is a bit off compared to everyone else. We try to take the inside, but we just don't have the power. But we dive bomb around the other side of Ocon. And we come right behind Gasly. We let him know we're right there. What a move there off the start. We're now P10. P10 as we come around turn 8, halfway through the first lap. What a sequence that was. As we head down to the tight left-hander here at turn 10. this section here in theory should be a strength for us, as I say, as we sort of touch the grass a little bit there. But all these tight corners, we should be able to accelerate out of them reasonably well. This chicane here at 14 and 15, problem area for me in practice. We'll see how we handle it.
Keep it up.
Thanks, Jeff. We will see how we handle it throughout the rest of this race. Coming down to turn 1, we're 0.4 seconds ahead of Ocon. We're 1.5 behind Gasly. But we have managed to maintain the gap on Ocon through the second lap. As we come through, we take too much speed through the chicane, we go off onto the gravel a little bit. Ocon comes up the inside, but we manage to squeeze enough to keep him out.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Thanks, Jeff, for letting us know that as Ocon goes flying by and Tsunoda dive bombs us into turn 1. We stay alongside him in turn 2. We cut the corner a little bit. He has race line going through turn 3, but we got cut on the inside and accelerate past. And that's what I'm talking about when we have the speed, the acceleration through the corners. As Tsunoda comes right up behind us there at turn 5. Round through turn 6. Ocon a second ahead of us now, but we're still P11. Ocon is our rival at this point, but those Alpines are a little bit further ahead of us on the performance comparison index. As we come down to the tight left-hander here at turn 10, we navigate that reasonably well. 11 and 12, coasting around 12. One of those corners you can't really accelerate too much on because of the camber of that corner, and just the fact that it's not really all that even. High chance of being able to spin as we lose the tail end there through 15, but we managed to recover through 16 there as Ocon pulls away down the straight, and Tsunoda this time making easy work of us.
Come on, you can win that place back.
Sure thing we can, Jeff, just as Alonso also comes past us just before turn 1. Turn 3, this is where we have a bit of an advantage as we just fly by Alonso. Coming out as he comes back at us again through turn 4, but we managed to keep him out. He goes a bit wide and has to hit the brakes. So we now maintain P12 coming down through turn 10, still behind Tsunoda there. Bit of a slower lap for us this time. We go a little bit wide here, we coast around, we manage to maintain position over Alonso there. Turns 14 and 15, the chicane. We took that relatively well. That there was pretty good. I say as Alonso manages to gain a quarter of a second on us there.
Leading our teammate by 5.1 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. Every time you update me, someone passes me. If you keep the radio chatter down a little bit, maybe I could maintain some spots, even though it's not your fault. But we'll stick with that. Pass the blame as much as we can. We can't get position on Alonso this time. He's just too quick there through turn 3. Turn 4, we lose a bit of time on him there. But as we lock up heading into turn 5, we're managing to maintain a decent distance to Alonso. We're not too far behind him, we're still within DRS range, as we just managed to keep DRS on him there, even though he was technically a second faster than us. But yeah, we'll take whatever we can get. As we go wide at turn 10 after a faster sector 2, probably lost whatever time we gained there. Heading into turn 12 there, down through turn 13, we're navigating that reasonably well. 14, 15 with too much speed there, we'll go a little bit wide, just too inconsistent there. We just can't afford to keep doing that. And down this main straight, as we now get passed by Vettel, we just don't have the straight line speed. That is one thing our car is definitely lacking, is straight line speed. Every lap on that straight we've been passed by at least one car. So we really need to focus on the straight line speed for this car heading forward. But to do that we're going to have to gain some more money so we can upgrade our facilities. P14 ahead of Giovinazzi by 0.8 seconds. Now we just need to make sure we stay ahead of the back markers. We don't want to push too hard and lose position, but at the same time we don't want to sort of be too conservative and let them gain on us. We just want to stay ahead of them, be competitive, see how we go. As we put the foot down heading into turn 10, brake late, follow Vettel around, sector 1 and 2 relatively quick this lap. We could be looking for a personal best on this track right now. So we head around, we brake late, we go a little bit wide at turn 13, we lock up the tyres to 14, we cut 15 a little bit, we lose the back end a tiny bit, but we manage to maintain. Alonso heading into the pits now, and Ricciardo. We new personal best on that lap by 0.4 seconds, and with some of these faster cars heading to the pits, we're now P9 as Verstappen just manages to come back out in P7. So we've gained some more position. We just need to hope that some of the slower cars behind us, like Giovinazzi, can keep the other front running cars behind them. We can gain a bit more of a gap on them, give us a better run out of the pits when we eventually do go onto the softs. Risky strategy, but we're going to see if we can make it pay off here as we come around that high speed turn at turn 9. We get DRS on Vettel. Full speed down to turn 10, hard on the brakes. Or we take out the bollard and we go wide. Foot down at turn 11, we lose the back end as I'm speaking over Jeff. Stop talking, Jeff. We've gone onto the gravel. We've lost so many positions there. We're now P15 as we go back and take a look at the replay. We went too tight. We took out the bollard. We accelerated too early. We come out. We try to cut the corner a little bit, and as I said earlier, we almost hit the wall there. The uneven camber of that corner, you can lose so much grip. We lose a lot. We go on to the gravel and we lose 4 positions as we lock up the wheels behind Leclerc through 14. There's a couple of cars, 3 or 4 cars go into the pits, so we managed to gain those places back. Thanks, Jeff. As our teammate heads into the pits, we managed to gain some positions back. Thanks, Jeff. Softs at the end of this lap. We're going to need them. As I was saying, some of our competitors going into the pits, we do manage to gain back the positions that we lost, but we have to come to the pits at the end of this lap as we go wide through turn 4. Leclerc just breezes past us after we took the position from him, and this race is slowly starting to unravel itself. We just need to try and get as much time on the people behind us as we can, so that when we come out of the pits we have some position. As we go wide again through 9, we almost lose the car at 9, and Ricciardo and the McLaren breezes past us. No competition there. Even if we took that corner well, no competition.
We need to stay on form.
Thanks, Jeff. As I'm trying to do as I cut that corner, just trying to push the car too hard now. This race is really starting to test us as we come down to turn 14, and out of every part of this lap, turn 14 and 15 is actually the shining light there. The hardest part for me hitting that bit is Giovinazzi and Vettel both head into the pits. We were actually supposed to box at the end of that lap, but I've opted to stay out to try and push the mediums a little bit more. Actually, no, we weren't supposed to box that lap. What was I thinking? We're not supposed to box until lap 11, I think we said it, or 10 or 11, one of them. As we come down to turn 10, we take it a little bit tight. We have to slow down a little bit more. Sector 2 there, a little bit slower than normal. We go wide, we go very wide, and we've lost the car again. We've spun. We come off the track at turn 12. Again, that corner, that section of track, just how uneven the track is, really affects how you can use the cars. We just carry too much speed into the corner. We come up onto the top. The track's very there's not a whole lot of traction on the green part, and the track is just not very even at all, and that's going to cost us a lot of time. And we lock up the wheels into turn 14. Horrible entrance turn 14. We go very slow around 15, and Alonso just walks by us there.
Box, we're coming in this lap.
Thanks, Jeff. 10 seconds slower than our current best on that lap, thanks to that spin. Anytime we gain, there's Alonso locks up there. Anytime that we gain there, just completely lost. This race is going to become very hard now for us to try and get anywhere as we head into the end of lap 10. We head into the pits now, boxing this lap. Again, trying to learn where I need to brake in order to hit that line at optimal speed. It's really not helping us there, as everyone just goes flying by us now. Yeah, yep, looks like we'll be heading out of the pits in last. There we go. 2.6 second pit stop.
No more scheduled pit stops.
Thanks, Jeff. 6 laps to go now, or 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go. 10 completed, 7 to go. A 6-second gap to Mazepin. We are on the softs, however, so we will have a bit of an advantage over the slower cars in the pack, the back markers that we are compared to. And as you can see, as we come down to turn 10, the gap to Mazepin now less than 5 seconds. So we've gained more than a second on Mazepin. Making sure I'm being very careful through these corners, probably too careful as we take it too tight and go into the grass, and then we go wide at 13. We can see Mazepin up here, just gone through 14 and 15. We navigate that pretty well. So we come around the final corner onto the straight. We should have straight line speed on Mazepin. The Haas car actually below us on the performance comparison, I do believe, and the gap now just around 4 seconds to Mazepin. We've got 6 laps to go. Around the high speed turn 3 we ease off a little bit, but with these soft compound tyres we can push a little bit harder through there, keeping the grip. Sector 1 faster this lap, which is what I would expect, 0.6 seconds slower, or faster I mean, this lap. We lock up the tyres there and we go wide coming out of turn 5 down to turn 6. Turn 7 we can carry some speed through here, which we do. The gap to Mazepin now 2.7 seconds. Pushing it around turn 9. As we can see him heading into turn 10.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. 2 seconds now. We've managed to gain 4 seconds on him in 2 laps. We could gain a couple of positions here if we can just maintain this pace.
5 laps of fuel remaining.
Thanks, Jeff. 5 laps of fuel, so we've just underfueled the car a little bit. At this pace we are going to have to coast through some corners and really try and save some fuel. Our fastest lap that lap, easily by 1.6 seconds. These soft compound tyres really allowing us to push this car as hard as we can. As we go we cut that corner at turn 2 quite a bit, but no warning. Ease off a little bit through turn 3, we can accelerate. We're closing that gap slowly now to Mazepin. 0.9 or 0.8 now the gap to the Haas. We take turn 5 really well there and accelerate out. 0.6 seconds now the gap. Heading up through to turn 9. as we're now right next to Mazepin. We're side by side heading down the straight, heading into turn 10. We managed to pass him. We brake late. We come around, and there's contact, and we've spun. Thanks, Jeff, for the encouragement on the overtake. Let's take a look at that again. It looks like... So here we are in turn 9. We have all the speed. We go straight down the straight next to the Haas, next to Mazepin. We brake later. We come around, and he tries to take the inside there, and he just puts us into the spin. Heavy contact there. So we take a look at it in the slow-mo this time, and he just tries to push up the inside. He's all over the place. He clips us there. We keep going. He comes back across and initiates the spin. And then another little tap there. Just to add insult to injury. We managed to spin it back onto the track, but the damage has been done there. P21, we managed to gain a spot there, but now we are 8 seconds behind our teammate. I don't know how that's going to affect us for the rest of the race, but I feel like that's probably cemented our position right there. As we now have 4 laps to go. Mazepin heads into the pits. I'm assuming for some front wing damage after he hit our car and sent us spinning. As we take a look now, we head around through the start finish line. We're a second slower than our best on lap 15, and that's pretty much where it was from there. Lap 16 now, still 8 seconds behind our teammate. Another slower lap. Mazepin 34 seconds behind us. No way he's going to pass us as we cut turn 11 there, and that really does sort of put the icing on the cake. There's Max Verstappen now with the fastest lap. Thanks, Jeff. 2 laps of this race we have left as we go wide. Unforced error there, trying to push the car too hard. I don't know why we needed to, because we're so far behind. That spin there, we were doing really well until Mazepin hit us there, and that spin really just was the end of our race. 3.5 seconds. Thanks, Jeff. 3.5 seconds slower than our current best on lap 16 there. Final lap of this race. We're not going to get any further. We can hear the crowd cheering as we go past, which can only mean, yes, Max Verstappen crosses the line, takes the checkered flag here in Spain at round 4. And we're just going to keep pushing.
9.6 seconds.
Thanks, Jeff. Really didn't need to know that at this point, as we just try to finish this race with some dignity. Coming around the final corner, down to the checkered flag, sorry. P21.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Not the best race, riddled with mistakes. The spin from Mazepin just cementing how bad the race really was.
Spanish Grand Prix is over, and what a special race it was. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
And there we have it. There's the Spanish Grand Prix completed, round 4 over. P21 for us, P20 for our teammate, who started in P20, so a good run from him. but not a good run for us due to all those mistakes we made and the spin caused by Mazepin there, but we're going to have to let that go. Heading into round 5, we're still P11 in the driver's standings with our 2 points, but Max Verstappen pulls ahead by 8 points over Bottas, which puts Red Bull in first in the constructor standings by 11 points in this early stage of the season. As we take a look at the rivalry breakdown now, and Ocon easily taking most of the points there. We're now even in our rivalry with 4 races remaining. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull ahead, but we'll see what we can do to try and get some of those that acclaim. As our team acclaim is almost up to 8, we just want to keep on going to try and get it up to 10 so we can get another sponsor to get some more money coming in and build up those facilities. That is the end of race weekend here in Spain. Round 4 of the F1 2021 season completed. Definitely a lot to improve on heading into round 5. A lot of good to take away, but still a lot we need to really focus on in terms of R&D and also just our performance as a driver. But that's it for round 4. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you guys next time in round 5 at Monaco.